Good morning, everyone. Well, I guess by the time you're watching this, it's going to be close to nighttime or evening, but I'm recording this around 6 in the morning. I apologize for the gorilla quality footage on the video, but I just wanted to make this video like as a little fun talk about the patch notes and give you guys like a PvP perspective of the patch notes and kind of clarify some things that a lot of people might have questions about. Because in my tribe, people have been asking like, hey, is this dino going to be on the map? What do caves look like, etc. So I'm here to kind of give you like more of a clear answer and give you some of my opinions and my feedback on what I think of the changes. I just want to also give a big thank you to all the support on my ARC videos. They've been doing very good analytically on my channel. So it makes me happy to see that because I do plan on bringing you guys a lot of ARC content, including a Road to Alpha series. I think this is going to be my first major project on my channel, so I'm very excited to start that. And I can't wait to bring it to you guys. But without dragging this video out too long, let's just go ahead and jump into it. So first, we're just going to look at like how they're leveraging new technology. One of the cool things they say is a new minimap system. I think this is actually very, very cool because like a lot of times in Arc, like you open up your map and you see where you're going. I think this is going to be nice and kind of make the barrier to entry easy to Arc because Arc really was a game where you need map knowledge to know where you go. Um, because I know there was like, because sometimes when you play Arc, you wouldn't see your character on the map, and sometimes you do. And I think they added that later on, where now you actually have the little blue diamond on the screen, so you know where you are. So I think that they're adding a mini map is going to be very nice and make it more accessible to players. They say dynamic navigation mesh and creature pathfinding overhaul. Now, when I hear navigation mesh, I know that doesn't mean like mesh itself, but I do hope that mesh is something they really take seriously going into Arc. They did talk about anti-cheat, which we'll get into a little later, but I wasn't too happy with what I heard about it. And meshing is a huge thing on official PvP. Again, this video is more towards official PvP, not PvE, because in PvE you don't really have to worry about anything. You know, you're kind of more worried about, hey, they're adding cool dinos, maybe new structures for me to build in PvE. But in PvP, there's a lot of things that need to be balanced, a lot of things that need to be looked at, a lot of things that need to be fixed so people don't feel like their time is wasted. That's the biggest thing in Arc, because you don't want your time wasted because some asshole went under the map and shot a million rockets. Nobody likes that, so hopefully that's kind of also going with the terrain is going to be better in terms of like actual solid ground and not like a hollow shell. Let's see, what else did they do? New player assets. Nothing in here matters anymore. Okay, so let's go down to... Um, okay, so they talk about overhauled building. Now, when I was reading this, I'm kind of thinking that they're going to incorporate some S plus features. I did see them make a tweet about trying to make some of that a little better. So maybe that's going to help with clipping. And you might be able to see some more intricate builds going into official PvP. But have a mindset that PvP and building in PvP is going to stay relatively the same. In terms of like the towers you're going to make, in terms of the base designs you're going to make, in terms of the cave layouts you're going to make. Just kind of keep in mind that's probably not going to change too much. They say breeding changes. Now with this, what I'm hoping that they do really is they kind of just they make it they make the time shorter. And the reason why I say that is because I think one of the biggest things in Arc and the reason why it led to such hard mega tribes and it kind of left the whole like alpha tribe mentality, like, you know, hey, this server is that strong, and it kind of turned into like you have all these servers band together, this whole mega alliance of like 300,000 people. Um, it's just because like a lot of things in Arc take a lot of time. So for example, like breeding like Giga's taking 2 weeks. I think that's a little excessive, honestly. I mean, it's doable. Like I said, like I played official this last year. I was playing a Fjord with me and my friends. We went from like being like a 4-man to running like about like 100+ players in the tribe. Stayed on that server for probably about like 13 months before we kind of quit, and then everyone kind of packed up their stuff, and everyone kind of went and played the remainder of normal Arc with their buddies and everything. So we had a good run. And it's like I said, like you really like, because a lot of the things like farming, a lot of the things like breeding, a lot of the things like, you know, raising, that stuff really does require you to have a lot of people. And then, like I said, if you are a smaller group and you're trying to make it in Arc, it's impossible whenever it takes 2 weeks for you to get your first imprinted Giga. So I'm hoping they kind of rebalance this. But again, I understand like these things need to take time because again, going back to megas and big tribes on official, if they're able to get gigas in like 2 days all the time, I mean, like, how do you stop that? You know, you have 100 people raising like 100 gigas, like it's gonna over flood everything. They talk about character creation. No, nothing amazing there. It's going to be the same, but a little bit better. They talk about Unreal Engine 5. This one I'm going to talk about with you guys because I think this is actually going to be big. So with them upgrading the Arc engine to Unreal Engine 5, I think the biggest note to take here is you have to remember that the Arc engine was made years ago, like early 2000s. So the fact that it's going to be updated to current current graphics, current engine, to me, I'm looking at it in hopes that um I'm looking at it in the terms of like I hope that they fix mesh. I hope the pathing is better on dynos. I hope the clipping is better. I hope the building gets better with them doing this. And I hope just the overall like frames of the game get better. Although I know for a fact that it's gonna be a buggy mess. I think with the higher quality, I think you need a lot of a stronger system, especially once you get into those big battles. And I actually looked up what nav mesh means. And I'm just gonna like bring it up here so you guys can see it. Uh, nav mesh. So basically what it says is a navigation mesh or nav mesh is an abstract data structure used in an artificial intelligence application to aid agents in pathfinding through complicated spaces. So again, with that being said, it just makes me think like it doesn't really answer the question about mesh, and that is really the biggest question that I'm curious about because like I said, Island's coming out. And Island is like a big map known for meshing, especially when it first came out, and especially in Legacy and even early Arc when Arc actually got out of early access and launched with like Ragnarok and everything, right? Island was a huge map that got meshed. So I'm really hoping that somehow with it being updated to Unreal Engine 5, they'll actually be able to have like solid foundations built into the game. And overall, it'll just make it like you'll feel more safer logging off and not knowing that there's gonna be 100 dwarfs underneath the map shooting rockets at your base. They say gameplay when. You will see trailers and screenshots before you purchase the game in October. I think that's bullshit. I just hope that I really, really hope that we are not getting this trailer and stuff like at the launch or the day before. Although to me it doesn't matter because I'm an NPC and I'm gonna still buy it and give them my money. I don't care. Now we're gonna get into what about cheaters. Again, this I think is the bullshit section right here, and I'm gonna tell you why. They're saying they're gonna be doing another bounty program with ASA, so you can look forward to making some money while making hackers cry as they lay in bed alone. Again, like they didn't have a good anti-cheat system in Arc, and Arc's been out for years. I believe Microsoft acquired them, so they should have more money now. I know they ran into some problems with Snail Games, and Snail Games is like basically owns them. If you want to like, we don't have to be political, we don't have to be like political or be like exact, but they basically kind of own Wildcard, kind of pull the strings. And even they cheat. They banned a bunch of huge content creators like Shockist, for example, just to name one of them, for like playing legit and trying to raid them while they were playing on a server. So that should just give you some insight. I'm really hoping, like I'm praying, because like I want Arc to succeed. You guys need to understand that. When I make this video, this isn't me making this video trying to hate on Arc. I love this game. Like, I have almost 7,000 hours in Arc. I know some people are going to say that's nothing. I have like 30,000. It's like, awesome. Nice. But I have like 7,000 hours in Arc, and I love this game. This is like my favorite game of all time. I think this game has had the most impact on my life in terms of like gaming and relationships I've made and things like that. So I really want to see this game do good because I do believe it is the best survival game ever made. And that can be a hot take. You guys can debate me on that in the comment section down below. But I really do think this is one of the best games that's ever been created. And I want to see it succeed. So I really hope they take this cheating system serious. I really could care less about Arc 2. They say Arc 2 is going to be a Souls-like experience. So it sounds like they're trying to make a single-player game. Not very interested in that. Survival of the Fittest, I don't care about. Don't care about that. They have an Extra Life event coming, so that's pretty exciting. That's very huge. You guys are definitely going to make sure that you donate and give to a good charity. And also, you guys want to make sure you secure your server because this is what's going to help you to get ahead in official PvP. This event right here. You take advantage of this, you're going to get ahead in farming. You're going to get ahead in like raising, maybe taming some things you're really trying to get. Like this event This is why you need to like bust ass and secure your server and wipe everybody, because this right here. No one cares about creature submissions. Let's see. I think I went too fast and I skipped something that I wanted to talk about. Um, yeah, I went too fast. Where did it go? Damn it. Where is it? I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, this is a very like guerrilla edited video. This is not even edited at all. This is just me saying, "Hey, um, I'm gonna just read this to you guys, and I'm gonna like look through this." Damn it, guys! I'm so sorry. I literally saw this because I was talking about this with my friends. They asked me a question. Um, oh yeah, here we go. Okay, so they disabled leveling of movement speed on creatures and on the official network. So this to me is something like big I want to talk about. So with the movement speed nerf coming to Arc, I think is something that's kind of bittersweet, right? It's something that I think is good for like the overall health of PvP. Like we're talking about like, being on foot and fighting. It's gonna actually make that combat feel viable now going into Arc versus before. Because like it was impossible. You'd see this midget running at 2,000 miles an hour. You're never gonna hit him. You run into those weird hip firing third person shooting battles. It's just it's not like it's skillful, but it's more annoying. You're gonna see people zooming with the flamethrower. So to see this change, I like, but there's like a con to it, and that's gonna become raiding is gonna be harder, and raiding is like the biggest part of Arc. Like a lot of people are excited about this for like foot PvP and like 1v1s, but it's like 1v1s and foot PvP is not Arc. Arc is literally big team battle. It's raiding. Like that's really what it is. Like you fighting somebody one on one is like cool. You go on a troll, you're on a server, you see somebody, you kill them, get their kit, awesome. But that's not really what Arc is about. Arc is not that game where you just run around solo 1v1ing people all the time. You can, I'm not saying you can't, but at the basis of Arc, that's not why you play it. You play it to raid bases and do stuff like that. So the fact that movement speed is nerfed, people are really gonna like see how this is gonna hurt raiding, especially some caves. Like some caves, the movement speed is what made it possible, like when rocket running and stuff like that. And then also the fact that creatures won't be leveled, that means everything's gonna be slower, guys. With this one update, a lot of things that people aren't looking at is this generally just slowed down the game completely. And there's one way that I really want to see in action is, if you guys didn't know this, when you imprint on a tame, you increase its movement speed by 20%. Now, this only applies to land tames. So, with 20% increase of movement speed gone, that means everything's going to be slower. So your racers are going to be slower, your stegos, your rexes, your theries, your thylas, everything is going to be slower, like moving forward. Um, what else is going to be slower that I'm trying to think of? Like your gigas are going to be slower. Like everything is going to be slower, 20% slower going into Arc. So again, I think this is it's like I said, I think overall, like health wise, it's good, but it's going to make raiding harder. It's going to make building up harder because you can't escape things. I made a video talking about how Swamp Fever is going to become meta. I really think people are just going to be sick on purpose now because you need that 20% speed. And also just that speed is nice because that'll give you enough speed to basically run away from stuff. And there's one more thing I really wanted to talk about with you guys. So here's go. They made some changes with caves, rafts, cryopods, etc. So here we go. So this is what I want to talk about because this is one my tribe has been asking me a lot of questions about. So let's start with caves. It says we have done a pass on caves with some balance adjustments to choke points and improvements, and improve the cave's internal appearance. We were hesitant to make dramatic changes. This, while the meta is in ASE had flaws, we didn't feel a complete overhaul was wise. Between these changes and other adjustments throughout the game, we expect to see some shifts in the meta players create. We plan to monitor the impact of these moving parts. So anyways, when I read that when they say they've done a pass, I read that as like they didn't do much. I read that as a consumer, that they just went into the game, they flew around in admin, and they looked and said, maybe we can change that, maybe we can change this. They talk about how they changed the internal appearance of caves, so hopefully they made them flow better. Some of them, like I think Island Ice Cave, everybody's going for day one. I'm pretty sure. I'm confident that's the cave everybody wants, because like if it stays a crouch point, how do you raid Island Ice Cave, especially with no movement speed and especially with no cryopods. Like, how are you gonna raid that cave, especially online? Like, I'm sorry, if you're in Ice Cave and you're online and you get wiped out of Ice Cave, you're just, you need to just not even play Ark. Like, it's like, you get your gigas in the cave, you get your theories in the cave. People have crap flak, people have no movement speed, easy defense, you know. So we'll see how that goes. And then we're going to talk about the dinos because people have been asking me, okay, what about dinos that are going to get released on the map? So when they talk about this, they say generally we intend to release content based on the map it launched with. It does not mean when it launched. So for example, rafts will be available day one, and the Rhino Ganathia, whatever the fuck you say that, will also be on island. However, tech creature variants and cryopods will not be available. So basically, if you guys are curious, basically what they're trying to tell everybody is like, hey, if we released content, right, and it debuted on this map and this map, these maps will have this the day the map is released. So for example, people are asking, are the Karks going to be on the map? When I read this, this is telling me yes, they're going to be there. So pretty much every dino that you see on island currently will be there. Now, cryopods not being in the game, okay, this is a hot topic I think in the community, and I'm saving the best for last. Again, I think cryopods not being in the game, it sucks. You know, it's gonna make, excuse me, it's gonna make the early game extremely hard. I think a lot of people are actually underestimating just like how challenging and how difficult this really is going to be. Um, you know, like the thing is, like, cryopods made raiding certain spots easy. They made quality of life easy. They made server performance much better. But they also kind of broke the game too in a way. They really like made a huge shift in the meta, and that's what's gonna happen. I'm telling you guys, once Extinction drops, we're gonna see the repeat of the decline in Ark. Because once Extinction came out, Ark officially kind of became bad. You know, I think Extinction brought like great quality of life features, but like the tames that started to come out really shifted the meta. Like there's too strong of tames that come out during that time and beyond that are just too dramatic. Like for example, like Aberration released the Reaper, right? That was like the big baddie of the map that everybody wanted. But the Reaper didn't like change the meta hard. It didn't become like something crazy. They were like, Reapers were like something that were like nice to have on the field, but they weren't like broken, like because they could shoot down the Quetzals, you know, they could tailspin the Giga Lines. Like they added this nice quality of life to the PvP combat. But then you're gonna release manas that can just fly at the speed of light, freeze things. You're gonna have snow owls that are just heal everything for free. Yeah, it's slower. It's nothing compared to a Daedon, so I guess it's balanced. But still, you're gonna have that, and then you're gonna eventually have the Shadow Mains, the Dolphins, etc. The bullshit. It's all gonna come. The Skiff, and you guys are gonna see that, and then also like the tech blueprints that are gonna come with Extinction. So we're gonna end up going back to that tech bow meta, which is garbage. I think we can all agree nobody likes the tech bow meta. Um, but yeah, but basically, you know, no cryopods being in the game. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's also going to be annoying. I think it's going to be very cool to see those giant fobs like there used to be in Legacy. I'm very excited. I'm very hyped, guys. I don't want you guys to think like I'm being negative. Like, I made this video mainly because I wanted to like talk to you guys in chat because I'm just super excited and I can't wait to play this game. But anyways, guys, this video is approaching almost 20 minutes. I apologize. I was just, I guess, having too much of a good time watching it. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'll be releasing a few more Ark videos going out before Ark Survival Evolved launches, and I'll keep you guys updated with more updates coming to the game. Like I said, I will be having a Road to Alpha series dropping with Ark Survival Ascended. Bear with me. I'm going to do my best to edit it as good as possible. It's going to be my first, like, ever, like, major storyline that I'm going to try to tell. But I'm very excited to do it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.